Our state's Medicaid program, TennCare, is the sole lifeline to healthcare for the most vulnerable among us. Families with low incomes and limited resources, pregnant women, people with disabilities, children living in poverty, the elderly confined to nursing homes or living on their own. At the Tennessee Justice Center, we know that when clients living already fragile lives lose TennCare coverage, even for a short time, more losses will soon follow. Ava is a young child with severe epilepsy and developmental delays. One day, when her mother, Crystal, went to the pharmacy to pick up Ava's anti-seizure prescription, she was turned away. That's how she found out Ava had been kicked off TennCare. A week later, Ava had a massive seizure and had to be airlifted to the ER. Ava almost lost her life. Crystal spent hour after hour pleading with TennCare, precious time she could have spent with Ava and her family. Ava missed months of therapy during a critical window in her development. Now she is further behind than she should be. Ava never should have been denied TennCare. None of these painful losses should have ever happened to her or her family. When Calvin Monroe, a 69-year-old who suffers from heart disease and spinal stenosis, had his TennCare unjustly suspended, he couldn't pay his rent and almost lost his home. Imagine having a child with spina bifida who required 7 surgeries in her first year of life, and then finding out at a follow-up appointment that your baby had been kicked off TennCare. That's what Chelsea Henniger had to cope with for weeks and weeks. All because TennCare made yet another mistake that they refused to own.
We're the only industrialized nation plays gotcha games with the most vulnerable citizens. We're so worried that somebody's going to get something they don't deserve that we just tangle our most precious and cherished members into red tape.
The people you've just seen in the video, we solved the problem for them, but there are 500,000 other Tennesseans, half of whom are children, many of whom are in nursing homes or otherwise very vulnerable, who are going to be terminated according to the state's projections. And we know from experience, most of them will be terminated, not because they're ineligible, but by the state's own admission because they can't navigate the paperwork. Our lawsuit coming up is trying to get the state to improve the guardrails so that people don't fall off the program because of bureaucratic mess-ups or because it's just too hard for ordinary people to navigate a process that even lawyers find complicated.
Being forced to cancel an appointment with an autism specialist that took months to get. Having to fight over medical bills while grieving the tragic death of your son. Having to spend half of your monthly income on medications. Losing peace of mind and security. Losing faith in the system. Losing hope itself. These are just a few examples from a sweeping catalog of losses experienced by Tennesseans kicked off of TennCare. Losses that lawyers at the Tennessee Justice Center have been making right for thousands of families for 27 years. Now, the TJC is taking TennCare to court on behalf of the courageous clients you've just met and to help protect up to 500,000 TennCare recipients whose coverage is now at risk. Imagine how much suffering can be prevented by shielding our most vulnerable neighbors from the threat of losing their health care. That is why we do the work we do at the Tennessee Justice Center, and none of it would be possible without the generous support of donors like you.